Last month in January's market update, I brought to you that there was a huge surge in listings coming to the market. That is no surprise, right? But is it reflected in February's market update with pending sales? Is activity, are people actually still buying? Let's find out. As someone who's been in the real estate industry for over 23 years now, what I have seen is if you track these patterns and you track these stats, what you're going to start to see evolve is a story of what the market is telling you real time. So let's find out and look at the numbers for the Portland metro market. For the Portland metro market, new listings for February are 2,260. So we're seeing continued month over month increase as we are moving into spring, because the previous month for January was at 2,109. And the same month last year, we're also seeing an increase because the same time last year in February, we saw 1,930 listings. So with the current month at 2,260, new listings in the Portland metro market are up month over month and year over year. So we are continuing to see an increase as we move into spring. Pending sales, the current month of pending sales are also up over January. So we are up to 1,821 pending sales versus last month of 1,708. And as of last year, we're also seeing an increase because the same time last year, we were at 1,648. So we are definitely seeing inventory increasing, sales increasing, and buyers still engaging so far this year, month over month. Looking at closed sales for the Portland metro area, our current month is 1,405 closed sales for the month of February, which is a strong rebound from January's closings. Our previous month was at 1,111, and the same time last year, we're about par, reflecting activity is still going and still stable. Median sales price for the current month of February, we're at $525,000, which is up a little bit from 510 for the month of January, which is down just a smidge from 538 approximately thousand for the same time last year. So we're showing some consistency of a market that is still trying to rebound this stage of the first quarter of 2026. So interesting enough, we're going to see, I anticipate some of these pricing and appreciation increase as we get further into the end of the spring months. We'll see. Regarding average sales price, the current month is at $590,600 and the previous month is at $568,000, which is down, showing a similar pattern as the median sales price of $613,100 is a little bit higher the same time last year, but it does mirror a median price trend, month over month increase, and year over year, we're still seeing pricing a little bit softer in the Portland metro market. So month over month, we are seeing an increase and we are seeing pricing still year over year, just a little bit softer. But again, I'm predicting that that is going to turn the corner by the time potentially we get to the end of the spring months into the first of the summer months. The current month of inventory for February is 3.6 months and the previous month was 4.3, we're on par, just kind of at 3.2 months year over year for the same time last year. So inventory month over month we've definitely seen a decline, but it is still more than it was last year. So as a buyer, you have more choice. It's still a healthy market for both buyers and sellers. Now looking at the days on market, there has been a slight increase month over month, with the current month at 91 days on market over the previous month of 89 days, which is an increase year over year as well from same time last year at 79 days. So we are definitely seeing higher market times. Heading south into the Mid-Willamette Valley, let's see if it's on par with Portland or if it's doing something a little bit different. New listings for the current month are 231. Now, when I say for the current month, I am talking February 2026. Previous month is 257, which same time last year, we were at 201 new listings for the same time last year. So we've slightly seen a pullback from January, but we're still higher than we are seeing numbers from last year. So overall, we're seeing supply remaining pretty elevated overall. Pending sales for the current month is at 218 pending sales, which is a noticeable increase month over month, because for this previous month, we were at 181 pending sales. So this is really showing that buyer activity is really strong. As we come into the first quarter of 2026, buyers aren't hesitating. They are actually writing offers on homes, getting them accepted, and moving forward with home ownership. So with closed sales in the Polk Marion County for the current month for February, we're looking at 132 closed sales, which is up from the previous month of 112. And if we're looking back at the same month last year, it's just down a little bit of 140 closed sales. So we're still below last year, but we're improving, but we're not fully recovered with the pace of where we were the same time last year quite yet. The median sales price current month is at $447,500, which is up over the previous month of $426,500. And for the same time last year, we were at 428. So we're really seeing a strong increase month over month, and we're even up in price for the same time last year. So we're definitely seeing the Polk and Marion County for the month of February, at least, making a comeback. Let's obviously look at that next month for March and see where the numbers are and see if that is actually continuing to show a great rebound for that area. Average sales price current month is $476,700, and the previous month for $438,600. Same time last year was $425,000 approximately. So we're seeing an increase in both, and we're showing stronger price positioning and more resilience than January actually indicated. As far as inventory goes, the current month in February for the Polk and Marion counties closed out at 4.8 months of inventory, which actually dropped from January's peak from 5.9 months of inventory. And for the same time last year, it was 3.5 months of inventory. So we're still seeing an elevation compared to last year as far as inventory goes. Looking at the days on market, the current month for February, 80 days on market, which is very comparable to the same time last month at 78, but it is slightly up from the same time last year of 65 days on market. Now that we've looked at the Polk and Marion County, you are starting to see a picture unfold pretty clearly. Now let's finish up with the Southwest Washington area, in particular the Clark County area, and see what it's doing there. What I am really interested to see with the Clark County area is the pricing, because they have been really strong in the past, but are they still moving in that direction? New listings for February in the Clark County area is 657 new homes that came to the market, which is a slight decrease from January, because in January there was 704 new listings that came to the market. But supply really remains elevated. The same time last year, there was 532 homes that were on the market. So seeing that increase for this month of 657 is definitely showing a strong market. Pending sales for the Clark County area is 556 pending sales, which is a slight dip month over month, because the previous month was at 565, and the same time last year was 475 pending sales. Closed sales for the month of February in the Southwest Washington area was 465 closed sales. and the previous month was 352. So there is a strong increase in closed sales month over month, and also above last year, because last year at the same time was 419 closed sales. The median sales price for the current month is $535,000. The previous month was $549,000. So there's a slight decline from January, but still above last year. So pricing is really remaining resilient. The average sales price for the current month of February was $624,200, and the previous month was $631,100, which is the same month last year was $597,800. So there's a slight month over month softening, but it's still above last year. But overall, the price strength is really holding. Current inventory for the Southwest Washington Clark County area for February is 3.2 months. Previous month was 4.1. So we've seen a slight decrease from January. And for the same month last year, we had 3 months of inventory. So we are seeing a painted picture that there is an absorption of inventory going on in the Southwest Washington area. Days on market. The days on market are 94 days on market, which is a continued increase in the Southwest Washington area because the previous month was at 91 days. And for the same month last year, we were at 77 days on the market. So the days on market are significantly higher than they were last year, but we are still seeing a strong market in the Clark County area of Southwest Washington. What am I seeing real time? What am I experiencing real time with boots on the ground with buyers right now? Buyers, I'm seeing, generically speaking, as an average, right? I'm seeing them taking more time still to make decisions. Sellers, I'm noticing, are really taking my advice and taking their time to list strategically, really prepare their homes to shine in the market. And as a result, for example, recently I just put a home on the market, and the average days on market for that neighborhood was 94 days. And my listing, my sellers, we had an offer within 24 hours. We're holding the listing open through the weekend, and we're accepting offers through Monday with a review of Tuesday, because I'm expecting another 4 offers that are well above asking. I did that strategically. So if you're a seller and you're just not sure, you're sitting on the fence and you're like, I'm not sure if now is the right time, the numbers tell a story. The numbers where I can open up the lockbox numbers of how many homes are being shown, I can track all that, not just for me, but my whole market area, right? So I'm able to tell you 30, potentially 60 days prior what 60 days from now is going to look like, 30 days from now are going to look like. And I'm going to be able to position you, whether you're a buyer or seller, to act timely in your best interest. So if you're looking to move over the next 12 months, you're just thinking about it, you're unsure, you've still got questions because of all those headlines and variables in our market and political environment, then just get your questions answered. Reach out, click the link below. Let's have a conversation, because regret doesn't feel good either.